Alrighty, folks, virtually a nightmare conference championship Sunday in the books. We got Patriots and the undeserved, unearned Drake May going to the Super Bowl. We've got Vrabel still yelling at officials and doing everything he do. We got Sam Darnold beating Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, and Josh Allen to the Super Bowl. The good news is we got the Sabres continue to roll and keep things going in the right direction. Weather-wise, we'll catch up with the storm and see where we're at in that, but we are live from Sports City Pizza Pub for today's Trainwreck Today. Let's go!
We all need a place where we can be ourselves, somewhere you can leave all your worries on the shelf, and whether you win or lose, you can count on me, and I can count on you. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. This train never stops. You know this train never stops. You know this train never stops.
Might be some cold weather ahead the next couple of days, but not much more snow incoming.
Yeah, I was really surprised hearing some of these places across the country getting hammered with cold fronts. Texas, you hear our guy John Mikulik down in Charlotte's getting snowed in.
Getting hammered.
So crazy that kind of the front wore off a little before it could get onto the lake and off to us. Usually we're the primary recipients of the bad cold front. But yeah, you know, we're out here surviving. Hope everyone's staying home, staying warm. If you're off of work, most people are. I know that likewise some significant others are off of school today.
Of course. Well, we both had some teachers get the day off, but Don, you also got a little plow action early on this day. Again, just because it's not snowing out doesn't mean we're not affected.
Yeah, well, first, for the viewers out there, apologies. We had some audio issues. Everything is good and back. And I mean, plow issues. I don't know what you're trying to say with the teachers being off, you know, this morning, but
I know you don't have any issues.
But we did have I was a little late getting in here because I told you guys, come out, go to start my car, battery dead. All right, gonna take the wife's car, go out. As soon as I get to her car, plow whoosh, comes by, plows me right in. Got to shovel myself out. That's the beauty of living in the city, though. No driveways, you street parking. That's how it works sometimes.
Have you ever gotten by the rats in the car?
The rats?
What? Okay, because now I got to warn you. I don't want to go way off. I don't want to go way off. Well, first off, can we? No. The first thing, most importantly, can we all agree that this, like, everyone's looking at the weather report. I looked at it for the next 4 days. Chance of precipitation in the north towns here or in the city is 0 for the next 4 days. So it seems like it's going to be very cold. It's still going to be right around 0, 5, 10 degrees, wherever you're going to be in the next 2 to 3 days. But hopefully the snow and everything is on the other side of us here. With that said, okay, so the rats, so they're running around. They're looking for warmth. They're looking for warmth right now. So what they'll do is they'll go under car hoods. They'll climb up on the tires and they'll get in there. God. And then when they're in there, and this is where I'm nervous for you a little bit.
Where they get fried.
Well, first off, they get fried. but they'll chew some of your shit. They'll chew like the starter cables because apparently it's like yeast. It's almost like a yeasty like oil that like develops in there.
Okay. Well, luckily,
I'm nervous. You got a battery?
So
you got to restart
the battery thing. This actually. This has been an issue I didn't address. You jumped me before.
I was gonna say.
They told me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
They told me that, hey, your battery's dying. You need to replace it. But this winter has been so mild, it hasn't mattered. Now, Saturday morning, 4 degrees out. I had to get jumped. Drive out to 42 North. Have to get jumped again. I should have known better. I knew today that this was going to happen.
Classic.
That's on me. We'll get a new battery. We'll get there soon. The only thing I'm worried about, to wrap up the weather portion that we're leading this off with,
yes,
is like you said, it's going to be so cold. It's rare that we get like a dumping of snow like this, and then it's immediately freezing. So I'm worried as a city parker driver. You know when like the plows, they plow the street, but they don't get the parking on the side.
Of course not.
So the snow freezes over from all the tire marks, and it becomes like this fucking like
racetrack almost.
Like, well, also in like this really bumpy thing, like you're sending your car into park every day, like this frozen irregular mounds of snow. So that should be interesting to deal with.
It not just affecting Buffalo, affecting the sports world as well. You had NBA games get postponed yesterday in Memphis as well as Milwaukee. Memphis, obviously kind of surprising. College basketball, though, they were all over the place getting postponed. IU, Yindy, New Haven, Evansville. I'm sure there's much more that I'm forgetting here. But, yeah, cold fronts all across the country getting into the way of the sports world, not just the personal lives of others. So hope everyone's staying safe and staying warm.
Yeah, obviously. And with that said, staying warm, things are continuing to heat up one way or the other with this Buffalo football coaching search. So obviously there was a myriad of news today, but if I'm hitting it right, Udzinski told the Browns he's done. He's still in for the Bills because everyone wants to coach Josh Allen. We got McDaniel going official. He's officially side bays with Harbaugh and LA out there. So excited to see there. You have Phillip Rivers officially like kind of taking his name out of consideration for the Bills. So that kind of falls into the idea that was a PR stunt just to kind of get his name out there. I don't know where you guys land on that.
Guess, yeah.
And now we have Davis Webb with a Zoom interview. So let's hope his microphone is working. Let's hope his webcam is on full HD.
He's only 31. I think he should be able to handle the Zoom interview.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. If I was interviewing for a NFL head coaching job, I would have someone else doing a full like production on the Zoom. So green screen good. Yeah, green screen. I want my like highlights in the background, like switching slides and everything and let someone else do that. Not me for sure. But I'm curious on what your guys' biggest takeaways are from the myriad, the slew of news this morning, Slick.
Well, it's interesting the people it comes down to. I thought Phillip Rivers withdrawing himself was interesting. We were all kind of joking before that he probably had the interview and was either his wife was calling him to finally come home and spend time with the family. Like, you quit football once before. Like, why do you keep doing this? Or he just realized, this is a job that I probably a lot of pressure don't need to take on at this point in my life. I do think Dable obviously sticking around, not surprising. Udzinski is a real wild card, though.
Yeah, he seems to be the wild card in all this.
And the fact that we're also waiting around this long, too, means Kubiak is probably still somewhat in play until we have any solidified news about like a follow-up with Udzinski, Davis Webb, Dable, any of that. Kubiak's still very much at play, I feel like.
And Don, I know that the thermometers are negative here in Buffalo, but it seems like everyone's pretty positive about the idea of coaching Josh Allen, despite what that presser everything had last week. Because again, we're seeing coaches drop out for the Browns. We're seeing like McDaniel kind of side bay us a little bit. There just is a clear interest in coaching this team. So maybe that's why they're being so patient.
Yeah, and I know he's been a polarizing figure, but, Ty Dunn, again, he loves writing about the Bills, and we love reading about it. He had another article where he's like, yeah, despite that presser and the national news being like, I think, the Bills just hurt their chances. Who wants to coach for this dumb owner? He was like, I instantly got it in the article. He said, I got a call 15 minutes after from a coach being like, I would kill for that job. And he's like, oh, did you see the presser? He's like, what presser? Like,
yeah.
So like diehard coaches, they're not paying attention to that. I think what also has to be mentioned in this coaching conversation is, are you guys as intrigued as I am that Sean McDermott hasn't gotten one interview?
Well, it came out yesterday that he's supposedly going to be taking a year away from coaching.
Taking a gap year.
But okay, so do you think that brings in my next question of I was going to ask, do you think he's turning them down? But he was asked
that's the whole politics messaging of all this, right? Is he saying he was taking a gap year because he wasn't getting the calls and he wasn't getting the interest that maybe he perceived? Or is this kind of like, I'm holding off for better opportunities now? Because like basically it's like Raiders, Browns, there's not really like a lot of like highly sought after. Like Steelers definitely would have had a spot. Steelers felt like it would have fit like a glove for him for sure.
Yeah, by the way, they're hating on that pick, but like offensive head coach, total different thing than Tomlin. People are like, you're trading 1-for-1. I don't subscribe to that at all.
And even the 1-for-1 of it is like, you're at least like you're not downgrading that much from a Tomlin. Like, so it's like, what I mean? There's nothing really to worry about there. But let's face it, when it comes to this Buffalo football coaching search, we have to subscribe to something we subscribe to very often here on Trainwreck today, and that is the Power of Four. It is time for the Power of Four, sponsored by William Matar Law Offices. Frosty.
That was
Frosty.
that reminds me
coin
of?
drop for sure. With that said, the Bills will be shelling out some coin for one of these coaches, and we think it's down to 4 at this point. Like we listed, we think you have the front runner, Brian Dable, at this point. Dable. There's definitely some interest there, and where there's smoke, there's fire, I believe. You have Davis Webb, who's getting his Zoom interview today. You have Grant Udzinski, the Jacksonville, kind of like that's our wild card. And then who comes in at number 4 for our Power of 4?
I'd say Joe Brady, I guess.
Joe Brady's still there.
Because Mike McDaniel.
Clint Kubiak. Sorry, Kubiak. After yesterday's performance.
Yeah.
So Joe Brady, honorable mention. But yeah, you got your Dable, Davis Webb, Udzinski, and then Clint Kubiak. So now the whole thing with Clint Kubiak is now apparently there's weird rules here. You get one virtual. Right?
So what are the rules?
This is crazy. Like, this is so nonsense. To be honest, someone should have said this part where if they're in the playoff race, you shouldn't be able to interview them. Like, I think that's how it should honestly be. I don't want to discourage these guys from getting jobs. They should move back the whole cycle just to post the Super Bowl. And by the way, that just leads to the NFL controlling more of the calendar anyway, which is what they love to do.
Well, yeah, I think if they're going to do that, you have to do it for all teams because again, people were saying one of the things that hurt the Bills was, you have the Steelers, you have the Browns, you have all these teams, you have the Giants all starting their coaching search, 2 weeks earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think some kind of regulation needs to be done. But talking about our top 4, if I got to rank it, I'm going back to Brian Dable. I hate to say it. I told my first reaction when McDermott got fired was this has Brian Dable coming back written all over it. It wasn't really me feeling that way. That was me just gauging what I thought Terry would do.
I think time, that was only like 11 weeks ago.
Yeah, but as more time has passed, I still like it. I know that he really burned down the Giants room. Apparently was, alienating assistant coaches, doing some sketchy stuff,
running into the blue tent. This guy's a little bonkers.
I think New York was just too big for him. We've all, that's a classic story. Guy. Yeah, you move to the big city, you have a little
caught
success,
up in the big lights.
You get caught up in the big lights, like you said. You have, and you get a little too big for your britches, get a little too cocky, and you make some mistakes. This has, I'd love to see him back. I think he's got the juice still, but I wouldn't hate Kubiak either. I would not. I don't want Webb. He's just too young for me. I don't want a guy that is the same age as Josh Allen. I just don't. unfortunately. I know that a lot of people feel differently, but I think we need a guy that really can control this locker room and be a leader of men.
I love what Udinski did for the scheme for Jacksonville, but I agree with you totally on the Davis Webb front. I don't want a guy who's the same age as Josh Allen. And to my knowledge, just now, Grant Udinski, also 30 years old. Don't want that either. So that's half the field eliminated in terms of the power of 4 there. I am skeptical about Dable and the train wreck that you saw in the Giants, kind of some of the behavior you saw when they did Hard Knocks.
Why did I think it was Udzinski? Now I'm saying it's sure. Udinsky. Was I saying Udzinski?
I thought it was Udinsky. So
no.
UD. So
side down.
I think my number one choice is Clint Kubiak, especially after last night. You saw receivers getting schemed open like.
That's the thing.
Nothing.
I mean, Darnold just looks unbelievable. I would say that if they go out in the Super Bowl and they can make Darnold look like and Jackson Smith and Jake
if you can go and win Sam Darnold the Super Bowl MVP, that should be your next.
What my barometer would be if you could score 28 points against this Patriots defense for sure. I think you just literally take the Terry Pagula oil force 1 and you just go and you drop a bag.
Your fallback option is Brian Dable, but for me the clear and obvious number 1 front runner should be Clint Kubiak.
And I think there's I think even though we've said Grant Udinski is the wild card, I think that the wild card in all this is what's Josh Allen going to say? If Josh Allen's on the Zoom call right now with Davis Webb and he logs off, he's like, wasn't that great, boys? Like, this guy's got it all figured out. I feel so comfortable. You can see what he's doing. Like if you're Brandon Beane and do Brandon Beane and Terry Pagula have veto power over Josh Allen right now?
Well, see, Terry thinks he does. But I would love to be a fly on the wall for that.
But Terry wants to be Josh's best friend.
Argument.
Terry wants to be number 1.
He does, but the way he kind of asserted himself in the power ladder of it all with the McDermott firing and the presser, even acknowledging that Josh wouldn't say a word to him at the locker.
Yeah,
I don't know. It just came off weird to me. I feel like Terry would try to keep his power on his side of the pendulum there.
Yeah.
But ultimately, you listen to Josh Allen at the end of the day, for sure.
All right, well, listen, we're talking the power of 4 here, obviously, but sounds like Josh Allen has the power of 17 almost.
Yeah.
He has the Midas power there.
You gotta listen to him, but again, I want to go. It's tough. Me personally, I don't want to give him total power. You don't want to have veto power. I think what it comes down to, and I'll say this too, is Josh is an agreeable guy, like he's not a as in Terry Pagula's words, a power play guy. So I think he's looking for what is going to bring together the organization and get him and Bean and Terry and everyone on the same page. So, I'm hoping for an ideal situation where there isn't a split room, but you're right. If he loves Webb, could come down to that. But I mean, what would be more story-esque than Seahawks going to the Super Bowl, whipping the Patriots by 30, and then us hiring Kubiak?
That would feel great. That would feel great. And again, and that's where
all right. Come to the AFC East. Help us do this.
Yes,
twice
a year.
Okay, so our final Power 4 rankings, because I know we made mashed potatoes of it a little bit. Okay. I am going with Clint Kubiak, asterisk that he puts up 20 or more points on the Patriots.
Okay.
Dable, Webb, Udinski. That's how I'm ranking my power.
Wow,
what
got
about
Webb
you?
over Udinski.
I think that Webb can definitely pass Dable today with his interview. Okay. I think it's possible.
Wow.
All right, so I'm actually going Dable 1. I got faith in this guy. I'm going Kubiak 2. Going a wild card that we haven't mentioned. I'm still holding out faith. John Gruden for 3. And then I'm going Webb for 4.
Oh my! I feel like I was just hit by a car.
Gotta include him.
I'm number 1 Kubiak, 2 Dable, 3 Udinski, 4 Webb.
Okay, all right. Moving on here at Sports City Pizza Pub, where, by the way, 1407 Niagara Street, it is trivia night tonight.
Trivia night at 7. Doors open at 3. By the way, this brand new merch too.
I'm loving it. I'm looking great.
Yeah,
people are commenting that we're
some
looking
new
great.
items, windbreakers,
they wouldn't lie.
T-shirts, Sabres, and
the
Bill's
chat would never
themes.
tell a false.
Chat would never lie. They
Chat
also
would never
tell
lie.
us when we're bad at Fortnite too.
With that said, I feel like I was left lying in the dirt yesterday after conference championship Sunday. Not so much about the Rams Seahawks. That was more Darnold, played great, and obviously Kubiak had a great scheme. And then there was a punt return fumble. That's what that comes down to that game. But starting off at the Patriots game, obviously that was a nightmare, it felt like, for Buffalo fans. To not only, I guess maybe like Diggs having 200 yards would be more of a nightmare, but for him and Hollins to be virtual non-factors, one catch on the flea flicker for Hollins
had
for like 30 yards. Yeah, a 30-yard catch on the flea flicker. And May to have 150 yards of offense, and for them to win is kind of a nightmare for Buffalo
80,
fans.
I think like 89 or 82 yards passing, just an absolute shit show. And you can't even blame the weather because the first half was,
it was fine. It was wide open until third.
It's cold.
It
was just like that cold that we experienced out in Denver. And then once the second half rolls in, it just gets even uglier. You think that the Patriots could be a team that could play in these conditions, but absolutely not. Drake May's struggling. Turnovers on both sides. Jared Stidham obviously had to go into a huge spot on the national stage, and it didn't exactly perform how he needed to.
Yeah, I saw. So first half ends, and I'm like, Denver's defense might be able.
They were keeping them in the game.
And then as soon as the weather hit, I'm like, it's over. Because they just don't have the QB that can get them down there. And I even saw, I swear, by the end of the third quarter, Vrabel was like, we don't care about scoring points. We're just playing a position.
You could tell
the entire fourth quarter, they basically gave up. They gave up playing offense.
They gave up playing offense. They had no. How many 3-and-outs in a row? They didn't even want to get.
Dude, on the one, they were backed up all the way in their own end zone, and they're just just roll out and throw it out of bounds. That's the play.
Yeah,
crazy.
I remember the exact play you were talking about. So that was just. It was painful watching it because
so painful.
Because even if it's dude, if Bo Nix is even in this game, he's winning this game. You guys can't do anything against this defense. If you're a Patriot hater, though, the bright side of that is that this Seahawks defense is scary.
Yeah, and the good news, you knew going into it when you saw the projected lines, in Polymarket and more, that they would be underdogs of 3 to 4 points. But yeah, hopefully, the only thing that scares me is that this Patriot defense with Belichick 5 years ago, made Darnold see ghosts. So there's definitely going to be a lot of storyline around that. Every game that Sam Darnold plays now, it's the next biggest game. But just saying on obviously the Patriots Broncos. So we got some great stats that I'm going to love to read off here. You have Drake May yesterday scoring 10. You have Tom Brady in Super Bowl 53 against the Rams, 13. You have Tom Brady in Super Bowl 36 against the Rams, 13. And then you have Tom Brady / Drew Bledsoe in 2001 AFC Championship game against the Steelers, scoring 10. Those are the last 4 times that a team has scored 14 points or less and won in a championship game or a Super Bowl. Are we just in the most cursed timeline that has ever existed?
Yeah, and the 36 was the craziest because that was the greatest show on turf team.
Yeah.
The team that was blowing
I think
everybody.
I think they were 14-point underdogs in that game.
Yeah, and their offense couldn't do anything, and they lose to a team that scores 13. It's speechless. I don't know.
That one dropped me because I'm just geez, and again, I give credit to the Patriots defense. Clearly, they're scheme-o, but everyone just knows, it's so rare that the sports world is so unified on an idea or a concept, and it was the same way. It was everyone agreed last week that it was basically a catch outside of Denver for Cooks, and then everyone agreed that New England's had the easiest run of all time. Obviously, Denver gave them a run early in that game. It was 7-0. Stidham was dropping a couple dimes here and there. He was making plays. So they get down 7. They're up 7-0. They're down in the red zone. They go for it on 4th. Obviously, they don't get it. I don't hate the call because it felt like if they got it and they had momentum on their side, you had them buried. You had the Patriots buried. But obviously, a lot of people are pointing to that now and being like, you lost the game there.
Yeah, I like the call, and I'm actually going to point to a tweet that I saw that you had that I'm pretty sure that I liked is they got the two things where the Bills have been looking for the last 2 years. The Patriots, they got
in 15 minutes. It was insane.
And then that fourth down that the Patriots ran. I mean, come on!
Oh my God.
I mean, he's not even close to the line, and you get
from the sky view. The sky view, it looked like he didn't get past the offensive line. Now I will say from the side
of his own.
It was like from the side view.
From the side view, it kind of looked like he got it. I'm not trying to be listen. I would never give the Patriots anything.
It was one of those situations where the ball and the player disappear, and you're almost assuming that because the pile is moving, that he's at the center of it and made the line of gain. That wasn't clear and obvious to me. And as a matter of fact, when you went to the sky view in the replay, it made it much less obvious that it looked like he got there.
So that's my major problem is, again, we go back to the Chiefs game, and you can clearly see Josh is there, and they don't call it. I have a problem with, we can't see him first down. We're just going to assume.
Well, they basically did the opposite. Because last year you could see everything but the ball. Like Josh's whole body was over the yellow line, and there was nothing behind it. But you couldn't see the ball. You couldn't see the ball, and so they're like, "Well, we can't overturn the spot because you can't see the ball clearly past the line."
Yeah,
and you're just like, "What the hell are we doing?"
This year we can't see anything.
Yeah,
but we're calling it a first.
And like with the introduction of virtual measurement, none there. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
And Sean Payton, you could tell he had the flag out, was ready to throw, talking to the refs. Something that they said made him tuck it right back into his back pocket. He didn't even bother for it.
Yeah, there was.
We got Gatesy clocking in saying we need to investigate how the Patriots were allowed to wear all white uniforms.
I mean that became very advantageous once it was snowing for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously that was. I mean, again, so you get to the second half. The second half, again, the third quarter to the beginning of the fourth quarter when the Patriots got that field goal or whatever, it felt like just you were watching the worst game of all time. Like you said, Don, it was like hopeless for, Denver at that point. It felt like Stidham couldn't get anything going.
I was literally hoping when they pinned the Patriots deep, I think mid.
Oh, there was the one at the 8.
Yeah, I was like, our only chance of them scoring points is their defense.
Yeah,
like get a fumble, get a pick.
And then you remember,
I have no faith in Stidham to move the ball.
They pin him at the 8, and the first snap, the running back falls down, and Drake maybe was like, "You go like we got this." Like they're not gonna be able to punt. They punted. I think they punted it to the 32-yard line.
It was a terrible punt.
It was a terrible punt. So and then that was the one that got tipped on the field goal.
Another
crazy. Again, it's just like the voodoo magic around this team. Vrabel, I can't stand him. Now we got to deal with, I hate to say it out loud, Portnoy and crew obviously are going to be running this up the gauntlet the next 2 weeks. I mean, we just need a loss. I need a loss so bad in this Super Bowl. I can't even tell you. I can't even describe the level that I need a Patriots out.
Yeah, that and even, I hate to harp on it because I have a little bit of regret where, I do, especially with Sean McDermott gone, I'm like, what was going on with Diggs? Like, should we have shipped him out? Like, maybe he was right, blah, blah, blah. I do have those feelings. But did you see the post of him bending over and everyone, being like, does this dude have a tramp stamp in the locker room? Did you see the post?
I did not see that one.
So the Patriots posted him at his locker kind of bent over, being emotional. But he has, he's bent over and you can see his lower back.
Yeah.
And there's clearly some kind of, tattoos or something, and you need to check out the comments because everyone in the comments is like, what the hell's going on? Antonio Brown actually had a retweeted it. I can't show it on air because he calls him a certain word.
Yes. Thank you, Antonio Brown, for always doing that. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. What I did see, the clip I saw was Cardi B on the field. I mean, I can't believe I have to literally stop Cardi B at a Super Bowl now. I thought someone was going to stand on the business for me.
Well, Taylor Swift's now there. They need another.
Yeah, they did. The phone's ringing off the hook, by the way. People are looking to order the best wings in Buffalo.
People are probably seeing. I hope no one's calling in to dox us or not dox.
Why would you even give them that idea?
People are walking by. The door's locked. They're trying to get in.
They're trying to get in. That's what I'm saying. They're trying to get in because we're in here. We're in here before opening hours, but doors do open at 3 p.m. Trivia night at 7 p.m. Yeah, Stefon Diggs hurts. It does really.
The party
hurt
bus. Did you see the video of him on the party bus after the game?
I'm glad
No.
I didn't. I don't even.
I did see the video.
You can tell that they like. I think that Stefon Diggs. I mean, we're talking about appropriateness for the show. I think Stefon Diggs does get sexually excited from attention.
Oh yeah.
I think that absolutely it's the attention of it all. He'd rather just have attention than like anything else. And when he has Cardi B near him, and like he knows that he's just like going on clips that are going viral. I mean, he's loving it.
Well, did you see? Speaking about this whole thing, so you guys obviously know the little girl that would pick up the little helmet and pick a team to win.
Yeah.
So the little girl didn't pick the Patriots for this game.
Oh no!
And Cardi B
found her.
Found her and cussed her out on Instagram.
Oh my God!
Called her a bitch, I believe.
Oh no!
And then,
can we get this clip? We got to get this clip for Wednesday.
And then the little girl's dad commented on Instagram like, "Hey, like, please don't use profanity towards my child. This is just a lighthearted."
Paul Hamilton.
Did she double down and call him like a bitch too?
No, I don't think she checks the comments. So, but yeah, it was a.
He's like one parent to another, Cardi. Come on. But speaking of parents, yeah, a lot of people were nervous about Sam Darnold yesterday. As he continues to play his bigger games, but he was kind of the Rams' daddy yesterday. What was it? 300 yards, 3 TDs. Am I crazy?
No.
I know Stafford also put up a hell of a stat line, but
I mean that was it kind of in the fourth quarter died down, but
things got a little tight.
Lock of the day, I was all over that over, and I was like, wow, cashed
346 yards, 3 touchdowns, 25 for 36 passing. Stafford actually had more yards.
Yeah, Stafford low-key cuts. Again, so people ask what happened in this game, because they're trying to figure out, like that seems to be the storyline. I mean, unfortunately, and this is where I would say we got a little bit lucky in the way that things turned out for us. A punt return fumble, essentially, was what it came down to. Yeah. I mean, obviously, the Rams were able to, kind of bounce back and make it a close game after that, but that was made it a 2-score game quick, and from there, the Rams were just playing from behind the whole time. The Bills did get a little bit lucky there. I mean, Allen had 4 turnovers. You know what I mean? Could you imagine if Mecole Hardman fumbled the punt in OT, and we were just you know what I mean, or something like that? That would have been devastating. So I think that's what Rams fans are left with this morning, because, like you said, Stafford literally had a better game.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you see the guy hit the 50-1 on the on the touchdown scorers for yesterday?
I did see that.
He had Sutton, crazy. May, Kyron Williams, and then the running back for
Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker. Yeah. So both were basically covered by halftime of both games.
Yeah, that's insane.
I did
2K
see that, to win 100K, and he sprints right to the cashier. That was pretty funny. I give him credit. I don't think it worked out that way, but yeah.
That's actually the guy I showed you a couple days ago. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, no, that was funny there. But yeah, so obviously some cool action there. But yeah, looking at it now, I'm looking at the game flow right now. It looks like so and then it got back to 50-50 when they were driving in the middle of when they were driving down, but they get the 4th down stop, obviously. Kind of a tough decision from Stafford there. Really not much open. I guess he had to throw it, but the tight end was completely smothered.
Love the call to go for it. Tight end is smothered. I did think you had Devontae Adams one-on-one top left. Yeah. Also, you had the Rams running back. What's
Kyron Williams?
Kyron Williams kind of hooking out to the left as well. Tough situation. I totally stand by the play call, though, because you still had 5 minutes left on the clock and a timeout.
You had to go for
a timeout or two, and it would still only be you had a chance to get a stop and only be a 1-score game as well.
We're looking at the numbers right now. Sam Darnold was averaging, what do we got? Basically 10 yards an attempt. He had 36 attempts. He had 346 yards. You can't punt. You can't go for a field goal and punt it back, hoping that you're going to stop him in the next 5-minute period. There, you got to go for it, especially when your guy has almost 400 yards passing there. Sean McVay, man, there's been he could be a guy if there wasn't for the Mahomes of the world and kind of everything else, he could easily have 2 to 3 Super Bowls by now. But it's just tough. It's tough out in these streets to get a Lombardi for sure. It'll come down to the Seahawks and the Patriots. Any final thoughts on Seahawks-Rams from you boys?
Well, I just want to hear from you guys, because my friend group chat, they were saying, hey, as Bills fans, who are we rooting for? And I've said this before. I was saying Seahawks. I'm like, I think
Seahawks for sure.
Seahawks 100%.
I was like, if their offense can get it done against the Patriots, and more importantly, I think their defense is far better than the Rams, in my opinion. So,
is the group chat's talking point like Sam Darnold winning a title before Josh Allen?
It wasn't really.
Like, what's the negative to the Seahawks to me?
Yeah, because for me, that was the
just
only
like,
thing.
who do we want to take down the Patriots? It wasn't really, anyone upset about Sam Darnold, but I mean, that is, who would have thunk at the beginning of the season,
Dude,
Drake May, Sam Darnold, Super Bowl?
For me, the only holdback on Seattle getting there was Sam Darnold getting to a Super Bowl before Josh Allen. Now that he's there, who gives a shit?
No, yeah, we need him to win. I don't care.
Go and beat the Patriots, goddammit. They shouldn't be back in this position as soon as they are. I see all these massholes tweeting about how, like, we had.
Do you realize how insufferable
insufferable
the entire NFL will be if they win this one?
I mean, it's so brutal because we were like, we're kings of the East. We won it 5 years in a row, but we didn't get to one single one. They win one AFC East, and instantly are back.
And I hate to say it, and I know you got to win your own games.
We're in absolute hell right now.
What we had what 3 2 seeds in a row, right? Like 3 2 seeds in a row, and then they get the 2 seed. And with all due respect, like one of the easier runs like you'll ever have as the 2 seed. Like home game, Stidham. Like in his 5th career start.
I mean, it's like I will give them.
Yeah, credit where it's due. They won their games.
Well, yeah, I'll say that. Like we were watching all season long with the Patriots being like, they have to drop one to one of these bad
teams. Just didn't.
And they didn't. And the Bills, we lose to
the
Falcons, who don't make the playoffs, and we lose to the Dolphins, who fire their GM and head coach in the same year. Yeah. So it's we earned
it. We earned it. Like we didn't get screwed. We didn't get screwed. I'm just saying it's unbelievable.
Huge
like
missed opportunity where
they capitalized.
We could have had a 1 seed and skipped right into the Super Bowl ourselves. But,
now, with that said,
that's why Sean's gone.
With agreed. A lot of people were saying, the fact that Vrabel was able to turn around so quickly, things like that. The fact that Sam Darnold was able to be taken to a Super Bowl, like those things alone were the reason that McDermott got fired in a way. When you look at those, for sure. What was I just going to allude to? Can't really remember. All right. With that said, speaking of winning games, will obviously be coverage all of the Super Bowl, and I'll be anti-New England the entire way for certain. But one thing that I can't be anti is the way these Buffalo Sabres are playing, Don. So much gut.
Yeah.
16-3-1 the last 20 games. And, the one mountain that had been a very difficult climb for them this season had been day games, but they go out on Long Island and take care of business.
Take care of business, not just, Lions shutout 4-0, right?
5-0.
5-0. Okay, so I turned it off a little early. Beyond that, they outplay the Islanders so bad that did you see he benched the
entire line for the third period. I love it.
When does that ever happen in the NHL anymore?
You haven't seen it.
Patrick Waugh says enough is enough. You guys are benching and
there was one. I want to say they made it 3-0 or 2-0 right at the end of the second period, and it cut to Patrick Waugh on the bench. It cut to Patrick Waugh on the bench, and pardon my French for our viewers, but he just goes, every fucking time, and you could tell he was talking about ending the period, they didn't finish with a strong forward check or whatever, and that was clearly where he landed. But it's sometimes it's I can't get over, I still can't get over that we're causing teams to feel that way. You know what I mean? It's still an unbelievable vibe.
Let alone a team coached by Patrick Waugh.
Seriously.
Yeah, and too, the Islanders, their whole game is we're a trap team. We're gonna slow you down. We're gonna make this a 2-0 game tops. If you're gonna beat us, you're not gonna beat us by much. We put up 5 against them.
5 goals.
Now again, I think we got to improve. The Canes still got our number, and they play a similar way of that slow you down. We're going to play the trap in the neutral zone, and you're not going to get any chances on us. But yeah, putting 5 up against them, glorious. And boys, we're not just in a wild card spot now.
Not at
We're
all.
in third place.
In the
third place in the Atlantic.
And the one isn't even out of reach.
The one isn't out of reach. We're playing in Toronto tomorrow night. They've been a mess. I think if I checked that, they had some
yesterday.
They had some big names in the press box. Didn't they have someone give the middle finger to like the film? So I think Nylander was in the press box yesterday. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. He gave the middle finger to the camera. But the one thing I want to say, Don, and you just alluded to it there, is that I think, and I've seen this from other Buffalo fans, so I'm not singling you out. We got to hold our horses a little bit. Okay. There's a little bit too much excitement going on. I'm seeing people getting talk about like we might not just make the playoffs. We might like go on a run. Like we might not just make the playoffs. Now I get it. Yeah. Now I get it. I totally understand the excitement. And I will say, and you have drinking the Kool-Aid all year. You've been on that Darlene from beginning to end. So I'm not saying that you can't enjoy it. I'm just saying like this is when I'm not saying this isn't even I told you so. But when I was talking about like if we could go on a run, I was saying it had to be March 1st, right?
Yeah.
You cannot do anything before March 1st. You need to just keep winning games, and it just makes me nervous, Don. And you're allowed to say that I'm an idiot, and you can tell me I'm an idiot right to my face right now, but it just makes me nervous that I see fans saying that already.
Listen, any hesitation you have, you're not wrong for having, because this organization hasn't given you a reason to think otherwise. So I don't fault anyone for thinking this way, like you just described, but I think the vibes are just different. The team is more cohesive than ever. I think back when we kind of collapsed, were we better talented with Reinhart and Eichel? Maybe. I don't think they were boys, though. I don't think that the team was as.
No, they've got each other's back.
I think this team is way tighter. And you have Benson getting an article written about him in the New York Times.
And that's the thing, too. When these guys are going in individual interviews, they're talking about their other teammates. Like that 2018 team you mentioned, sure, the talent was there amongst multiple spots on the roster, but there was no cohesion and multiple different personalities. It felt like an egos that just totally didn't gel, or like guys that wanted to be the guy, whether it was Reinhart and Eichel together, or O'Reilly and Eichel, who go on to separate and do their successful things. But yeah, these guys are just all young. It reminds me of like a juniors team, almost like how well everyone gets along and just enjoys playing gritty hockey.
Yeah. And now they are young, and that's the thing we're talking about. A run playoff experience matters in the NHL, 100% matters. But then on the flip side, we've talked about, a lot of people in Buffalo have talked about this. You look at the St. Louis Blues that won it in what, 2019? They
get hot at the right time.
Crazy run, snuck into the playoffs when they were in last place and made it happen. So I think I'm excited. I can't stop being excited, and beyond all the guys we got, I'm just also excited. And why I think we can make this run is our goaltending. I think UPL is the guy. I think he's top notch when he's playing his game. Lyon is a great number 2 punch. I sent our group message. We were talking about, are we trying to pay attention to the Patriots? And I'm like, I'm focused on the Sabres. That was also me coping. I didn't want to talk about
Definitely
it.
Definitely coping, for sure.
But I think I had a couple Pepsis and sent a crazy text where I said like UPL and Lyon are going to be better than
you think that was a little crazy?
Yeah.
That was a little delusion, but can I tell you something that's awesome? Looking at these last 3 games, obviously they're looking to make it 4 straight in Toronto tomorrow, Power 4. With that said, last 3 games, no goals surrendered in the first 30 minutes.
Wow.
Strong starts from those goals in defense.
And Ultimo Sabre brings up a good point on Instagram. Shout out
Ultimo.
He says Florida won as a wild card. Why not us? Why not this team the way they're playing? I mean, I agree.
That Florida team probably shouldn't have been a wild
card. And every time, well, no, but that's another
point,
right?
You're talking about their first one.
The very first one.
The first one they upset Boston.
When they upset Boston that first time.
Oh, yeah.
And also, we know that the NHL seating is wonky. It's not necessarily like back when the day when you were, if you were an 8, you had to play the 1 and then you had to play the 2 or whatever. Like you could find your way into a matchup that might be a little bit more favorable along the way. And even with the way that the bracket breaks down, sometimes it's advantageous.
Yeah, and it's funny. I'm pretty sure the year, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I'm pretty sure the year 05-06 when the Sabres lost to the Canes won it, you had an 8 seed in the Oilers make it and to the Stanley Cup. I'm pretty sure that was an 8 seed
in 2006.
Yeah,
they were an 8 seed.
So
Pronger.
That's insane.
Again, but they made a big.
That was
Sabres,
that's another.
Sabres 99 7 seed.
That's another point though. So do we need an addition? Like we're gonna be. This is gonna be a question for the next month straight.
Well, you saw. So obviously the Yarmo move recently was just because it seems like Bryson might be out for some time. Right, that's why we're like scrambling to go and get a defenseman around now.
Yeah.
So, but will he make like a splash move? I don't know. That's another thing too. This is a long season, Zach. Like even you've said, like it comes down. Like we're gonna get serious March 1st. Do you make a huge splash around the end of February if this momentum is still going? I don't know. What piece do you move? For me, as much as it pains me to say because I like him so much, Tuck is like the obvious piece that could go on the trading block if you don't want to sign him to that extension. You don't want to pay what he's asking for. Other than that, I don't know what kind of package you would put together. A lot of guys got here recently or they're too young and good of assets. But I'm curious your guys' thoughts.
People are saying, a lot of, like, I'm not, trying to put any smoke, anything like that. Tuck, if his demands don't come down, he could be the guy for Panarin to New York Rangers.
Yeah. They're shopping Panarin. He's old. Like you are, if you
I like Tuck.
To do that,
I like Tuck.
Yeah. If you choose to go after Panarin, you're saying we want to win now.
Well,
you're not going to, unless in the deal you say, hey,
sign like a 2 or 3 year deal.
I will say if we are going to ship one guy, I like Tuck, like you said, but unfortunately I feel like he is the guy. I just like the young guys they got happening too much. I think there's just so much chemistry there. And the biggest thing is it seems like even if we have a guy go down, we have to bring someone up. They plug in and they're great.
It's a great operation. We have a much better operation going right now.
Yeah, if you remember back in October, November, Lindy was like had to send Oslin down.
Yeah, he was
and he didn't want to.
Yeah, well,
and then now Oslin's here to stay.
That was a big talking point with the whole Kevin thing too, right?
Yeah,
because Kevin was like the one that initially.
Well, it's just crazy. You
seemingly sent him down.
Also, like Bryson, you were getting minutes out of Bryson and Ryan Johnson like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they're both in Rochester. So again, the whole operation is just a lot more sound.
I got a trivia question.
Okay. I'm not looking at your screen.
I wanted to look up the 05-06 Oilers team that you mentioned was an 8 seed.
Yeah.
Just off first glance.
Yeah.
3 players on this roster that played for the Sabres.
Yeah.
Whether it was before they played for this Oilers team or after. Who are they?
One of them, Christian Eroff. No. Okay. I know one of them for sure. He was the captain, or he was the assistant.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. One was a goalie.
Oh, Rollison.
Not Rollison.
What the hell?
Oh wait, yes, Rollison. No. Okay. There's 4.
There's 4. Okay, power 4. Okay, so there's Rollison. I know another one is Michael Pekka.
Mike Pekka, that's 2.
I forgot Pekka.
Yeah, Pekka was on there.
That was the one that really threw me.
Again, I'm telling you, Buffalo never has just enjoy the championship. Like there's always some storyline that's gonna make them miserable.
So the other 2 were after they played for the Sabres after this.
Oh, I know one. Spacek.
Spacek is a 3rd.
Is it Greer?
The 4th is also a goalie.
Oh. So it was a backup.
It was a backup.
It's not Jonas Enroth. It's not
before him.
Oh, it was a Miller backup.
Yeah, it
in
was
08.
a Miller backup.
He sucked. Lalim.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, not Lalim. I forgot about him.
Oh, I looked. Okay. Yeah,
Conklin.
I remember that name. What a name.
Right.
Ty Conklin.
I think he went by T.Y. Conklin.
He did. No, he didn't. Are you crazy? T.Y. Conklin. The only thing crazier than that, I want to say this right now, and this is why maybe there's a lot of playoff positivity as we put a button on the Sabres, Don. Last 22 games, The Sabres only have one game where they've had a loss by 2 goals or more. Like there's 2 losses with or 3 losses with 1 goal, and then there's literally one game 5-1. That Columbus game, Jan 3rd, that's kind of like mysterious, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, things just went sideways that game. But I mean, that stat alone, that's why I think people have so much hope, is it's not like we're just stealing every single game. We're in every game. If we're not winning big, if we're not getting an empty netter by the empty net assassin Peyton Krebs, then we're still going to overtime or like staying in it. And shout out to Gatesy, he's clocking in. He says Sabres will have 2 weeks from the end of Olympic break to trade deadline on March 6th.
I love that.
Feels like big move may happen before the Olympics.
Speaking of the Olympics,
long away,
we have 6 games before the Olympics.
Yep.
At Toronto, home against the Kings, home against the Canadiens, at Panthers, at Lightning, home against Pittsburgh. All between now and February 5th. What's the record over that 6-game span?
I'm going to go 4-1-1.
We're 4-1-1. It's full warpath ahead.
I think the 2 Florida teams give you a little bit of a scare there. Maybe you go OT with one of them and lose one outright.
I'm going to go 3-1-2. Just a little bit more conservative. They're going to find a way to squeeze it a little bit, but I think they're playing good hockey. At Florida, they should win. Home against the Kings, they should win, and at Toronto, they should win. So that's 3 straight dubs for me, or 3 automatic dubs for me. Don, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm really excited to,
Don't do it. I can feel it. I can feel it.
I think we go 4-1. I think we drop to the Lightning.
6 games.
6 games. Okay. 5-1.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
I think we beat the Penguins.
I thought you were gonna go 6-0. I'm not gonna lie.
I think we beat the Penguins. Maple Leafs take care of business.
That would be another
Kings take care of business. The Canadiens now. I think the Canadiens could steal one from us, but we've had their number for whatever reason. Panthers, we really need to beat them.
Yeah.
And then I think we drop to the Lightning. That's kind of the game I have circled over this stretch of like, let's see how good the boys really are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen the Sabres beat the Red Wings in Montreal, who are right up there with us in the Atlantic. We have not seen this team against the Lightning, who is in first right now.
By the way, if they go 5-1 like you're predicting over the stretch, that would put them at 8-1 for their last 9 games. So very impressed there. Again, we'll hope the Sabres will keep impressing us. Rest of the weekend, I have to say, Slick, very impressed from the highlights at UFC 324. There was a Mike promo that went beyond viral. Brittany Griner's wondering what she even did. So
I didn't see any of the fights. I saw that.
This guy
that just speaks to that level. Dana might be upset because it was outrageous, but at the same time, like Don said, he didn't see a single fight, but he saw that promo.
I think Dana probably laughed, unfortunately. But this guy, for better or worse, is known more for his post-fight promos than he is for his in-octagon ability. So I'll just leave it at that. If you don't know what we're talking about, go look up Michael Hokett post-fight interview. That'll explain a lot more. Other than that, really good card. Not a great showcase for the era of pay-per-view going to stream, though, because the highlight of it all was the prelims. You had, I think, the first 4 fights were all finishes, 2 of which in the very first round, all knockouts, I believe. And once you got to the pay-per-view point, fights started to slow down. And a lot of people are going to remember UFC 324's debut on Paramount Plus for the ads.
A lot of people seemed upset about the Paramount.
People say there's no ads on pay-per-view. That's not true. There was substantially less, though, now that we're in the era of streaming with the UFC. Other than that, though, the main event delivered. Justin Gaethje, 225 underdog, goes to decision, unanimous against
I woke up next day and watched this whole fight, by the way.
You watched the whole thing?
Watched the whole thing.
Really exciting, right? It keeps you on the edge of your seat.
There's
multiple times.
This was exactly the fight the UFC needed. I don't know if how you'd look into it like that, but
multiple times throughout this fight where you thought it would be over in the matter of seconds.
Patty was so close to being he was on life's word so many times.
Patty Pimblett is right when he says this Scouser doesn't get knocked out. Obviously, Gaethje acknowledged that after the fight as well. And also, I was a bit disappointed. I thought Taporia fully vacated, and this was for undisputed gold.
No, this was interim. I couldn't believe
when they said interim.
When I heard interim,
me too.
I got to be honest, I lost a little tingle.
Me too, because I was really happy for Gaethje. That would have been his only opportunity to get undisputed gold, because it's looking like he's going to have to fight Ilia Taporia potentially at the White House.
Oh, no.
Yeah. If they
and then I couldn't believe this next line you've got written in the rundown. So this is the whispers. This is the whispers.
I've seen some. Well,
you know why this is perfect?
Because the mic work is phenomenal on both sides,
and Patty will lose.
It's a huge bounce back spot.
Like, I hate to say it,
it's a huge bounce back spot for Patty. Patty's a better fighter right now.
He should be.
But if they really think McGregor can win this fight, they'll book it. But
I mean, that would be unbelievable. The mic work would be unbelievable.
The promo leading up to this fight would be amazing.
Would it be the best in UFC history?
Nate Diaz, McGregor was probably up there. But that was very put together.
But that was McGregor. But that was McGregor.
And it was McGregor, and Nate Diaz's gangster, just I don't give a shit what you say attitude. If you do this in either Liverpool or Ireland, potential to be the biggest in UFC history.
I'm looking like the biggest idiot after not sprinkling on Jesse P 33-1. Like, I mean, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'm like, I can't believe she's the 9th favorite. And like, sometimes you like, why don't I listen to myself? Why don't I listen to myself?
What?
But anyways, she rolled Madison Keys. It was just over an hour, Slick.
Rolled Madison Keys. We were just watching the replay, actually. We're like, she has faced some adversity in the first set. But obviously, as you just saw, the second set went by right before our eyes. Just obviously went down a game or two. But yeah, Jesse P looking great. I think we were initially thrown off by a 33-1 because we were like, well, that means the field is not going to go in her favor. The tournament there's going to be some hard matchups as she progresses throughout this Aussie Open. And as still shows, right, by the 12-1. You got Sabalenka leads the pack, I think at like plus 125, which is crazy. And then I think Iga and someone else right there at 5-1. So Jesse's still got the long odds, but in a lot better spot than she was. Rolls Madison Keys. And not sure where the bracket goes from this point on for her, but obviously still going to support Jesse the whole way through. Hopefully Terry got to watch that one. On the men's side of things.
Hopefully. It was late.
My big four.
Your big four. Your big four. I mean, this big four doesn't really exist anymore.
Sinner, Djokovic.
I'm being a hater.
Who's the fourth?
Sinner.
Zverev.
Yeah, or Zverev.
Yep.
Zverev, Djokovic, Sinner, Alcaraz.
Yep.
It's Sinner and Alcaraz to lose.
Sure.
They're both under 2-1. The others are above 9-1. Just impressive tennis so far. The women's side remains dramatic, and the men's side remains boring, is what I would say. And in sports, you want the drama for sure. So 100%. The women's side has been much better. Speaking of drama, before we put a button on the weekend recap and get it some heat, and some neat.
What is this? Oh, is this the
skyscraper? You guys saw this?
I watched some. I watched some highlights.
Dead ass. I'm just telling you, I don't care. I say that with all due respect. It was amazing what this guy was doing. I was not like trying to, but when I turn it on and I'm watching for like 6 minutes. Dude, I'm sweating out of my feet.
See this?
Like I don't know
why.
It
made me laugh when you said this.
Dude,
I don't know what it is. And then people are agreeing with you. Like it's definitely hard to watch.
Bro, watching this guy, there were really grips. How long did you watch?
I just watched the highlights.
Okay, then you can't.
I watched the Nick Wallenda walk.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Nick Wallenda walk was like, okay, I'm walking along, and like I was saying, this guy was grabbing on the sides of the building. Like I want climb up like this right now, and then he did that 100x.
No, so like. I thought the beginning building spot, it was like, cool. This is chill. This is chill. And then when he gets to like one of those curvature, like
brother, the dragons, they're called the dragons. Yeah, they were at, and then so what he's doing is he's like on the building, but he's like leaning out like this, and he's just like, oh, you're like,
I get it. There was
because there's so many times where you're like, if that was me, I would fall.
Where he had to take a jump step and lost 1 foot to go and grab his next hold. Those are the spots where you hold your breath. Sweating profusely and about to throw up.
Not about to throw up. Not about to throw up.
Someone in our wrestling group chat said that.
Okay.
I think that's a bit crazy.
Was it straw?
It might have been.
The thing for me is it wasn't just like, oh, I might fall. Like, I'm watching and being like, how are you not tired?
Oh, dude, they were showing it. They were showing him working out for it.
Like you don't.
Did you see him doing like the lifts? Like, dude, his muscles.
I mean,
he looked like a thin guy. So he got a little break. Did you see like every 10 floors for the first couple, like there was like a plateau where he would be able to stand for like a couple minutes. But like when he was working out, like he didn't look like the most jacked guy when they showed him. But his muscles were exploding out of every angle.
These guys are both different. The veins are popping out of the skin. Believe it or not, too, like the leg strength it takes for this.
Brother, believe it or not, ridiculous. Of course. Did you see the way he was leveraging his body? Dude, there were a couple times.
It's just a lot of people think it mostly relies on the arms because
bro, he was showing off. He was literally doing like
when
bat
he got
hangs.
to the top, he was like
insane.
By the way, how about Don, too, I'll ask you. How about Seth freaking Rollins on this broadcast?
Great on the
broadcast.
Talk
about wild cards. Yeah. That was one thrown in there for sure. And I thought it was awesome when he was taking one of those breaks on the ledge. Seth is like, I'm going to need you to take a couple steps back while you're answering these questions just for my own comfort.
Dude, this guy got to the top.
Like, this is crazy.
This guy got to the top. Yeah, that's the dragon right there. Like, don't even tell me that. Like, no, you just got some like.
No, right here.
Like, brother, what are you talking about? If you started me right here and just said I had to make it to there for $1 million, I wouldn't do it.
Well, of course not.
This guy did it for. This guy did the whole building for $600K.
Yeah, but yeah. Oh, right.
Yeah,
there.
right here. Yeah, right here. You're telling me you're not just like, oh, I'm out.
Well, right there, you're falling.
Bro, there's no there's no friction there. There's no like grab, like grip. Like that's insane.
No, that's like slippery metal.
So first off, yeah, he gets to the top and he's like leaning over to like look at people and like take selfies. I'm like, dude, you're gonna fall, bro. Like obviously.
No, if you get to that little
this
dome
was a great
top,
tweet. This was a great tweet, which really put a lot in context. What makes Alex Honnold neurologically extraordinary is that his brain generates less of fear. When neuroscientists studied him using functional MRI, fMRI, showed remarkably low activation even when exposed to scary images. I think I saw something that this guy like got his fear receptor was activating at like 15%. Of like a typical person is at 100%. No, so I'm saying, so when this guy's like hanging over the edge, he's just not as scared. Like that does play into it.
Yeah, no, it does. I mean, because your adrenaline doesn't spike as much. You don't start.
Your heart rate
shaking.
Doesn't go up.
Yeah, exactly.
They were showing him like jump scare images. They weren't like showing him like a scary
so
movie.
Funny.
Like,
what do they play like that old Toyota clip where it's like driving and then it goes to the face, like just to test his like fear factor.
Sure.
Speaking of which. Fear Factor coming back with Johnny Knoxville. What the hell's going on?
House of Fear, isn't it? Right? That's gonna.
I think it's literally Fear Factor.
But they're calling it House.
Oh
of Fear,
yeah, because they all live together.
They're all gonna live together. Yeah. Which again, you got to get the new content.
Everyone spice it up somehow.
Need to spice it up, even when you got Knoxville. Speaking of spicing it up, folks, it is time for Who's Hot and Who's Not, sponsored by our friends at Salino Plumbing, HVAC, and Electric. All right, I'm a man who likes to play by the rules. So with that said, that's my focus for Hot or Not this edition, Maximum Fennigan episode, you said, of Trainwreck today. Hot, I'm going with replay assist and the NFL. Way to go, guys. You were able to adjust that call in the Patriots' favor. You did it. You made an adjustment. You saved them in Denver. You saved a team in Denver from a bad call, potentially ruining their Super Bowl run. Thank you, NFL. You're so good.
I actually no. I think you're going to talk about this. You're not.
And then not. You have rules officials on these broadcasts. These have always been the woke to me. The Gene Sterators. I think yesterday he had his all-time like a coup de grace or an all-timer. He basically said like, "Yep, that they ruled it right on the field. Like, good job whistling." And then they overturned it, and he's like, "Yep, like good overturn by them."
That's what I mean. You're talking about it's one and the same, the exact play. He's like, nope, they got it right.
Yes,
replay assist.
I mean,
I don't know if
they got it right again.
I don't know if it's him or not, but you don't have to tell me. I've been preaching to the choir that Gene Steratore is my public enemy number one.
I am begging. I am begging one of these networks to bring in two mid-level comedians, put them on each fan side, and when these calls go to the replay, just have the comedians talk it out, not the replay and rules people. It'd be a lot funnier. It'd be a lot like more entertaining.
What I'm looking for is I want them to implement the ACC thing.
Yeah.
Well, oh my God. Well, they'll never do that because they're so privatized that they would never want to look stupid. ACC goes, oh, if we look stupid, who cares? People are watching.
Yeah, because they're
selling the network. They're selling the network on that.
Where you had like a room of like 20 TVs and 10 people, and they're like, we're all
talking about the angles.
We're all in agreement.
You're looking at angle 2. Yep.
Yeah. With the refs on the field, that was great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's like what it used to be back in the day, hockey. Like, let's call it Toronto.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Let's not call the whole thing off because who's hot? This is another ironic one too. Joe Brady. He's got a second interview with the Las Vegas Raiders, and us as Bills fans, we're all thrilled for him. Usually we're upset when some guy's on the way out. Oh, our OC's gone. No, we love the fact that Joe Brady's getting a second interview with the Raiders. As much as we hate to see you go, well, we would love for you to get this coaching opportunity and upgrade. So the best.
What just happened there?
The best for you, Joe.
Proud of you, Joe. Proud of you, Joe.
Who's not?
Yeah.
Will Lutz.
Couldn't believe it. Yeah.
You can argue all you want for the weather and the tip in the second half. You had an early opportunity. Very early on. It's just unacceptable, especially in a game where there's less than 2 scores on one team's side. Unacceptable. I did the same thing for Cam Little in the playoffs, so I'm going to return the favor on Will Lutz. Not hot. Don, take it away.
All right. So my who's hot, we're going with Zach Benson, baby. Like I said, just had an article, New York Times article written about him. I love this quote. They asked him, when he took that elbow to the face against the Canadians and he went down, he got cheap shotted, but the Canadians fans give it to him and boo him. He gets off. They ask him about that. What do you think of that? He says, I love it. I want to be booed in 31 arenas in the NHL. That is a direct quote from Zach Benson. He loves the smoke. And I like that attitude out of this Buffalo Sabres team. I think it perfectly exemplifies this new era and kind of getting back to the late 90s. Like we said, we're the bad boys now, We're not just speed and dangling around. We got some bad boys on this team. Even if he's only 5'10", he's going to come after your biggest guy.
I love that. Yeah, he's a rat. According to Tate Thompson.
That's what that whole article said, is they compared him to Marchand, but they said he's getting much better production. I don't think Marchand had his first 60 or 70 point season until he's 30.
Yeah.
And this
way ahead of schedule.
This guy's 20 years old. He can't even have a beer. I won't tell if you do, but who's not for me? The Sabres haters, one and the same. And I don't know if you can see the graphic. I got Mr. Spit and Chiclet Man himself, Ryan Whitney, who said there's no way the Sabres make the playoffs only a few months ago. Just for us to go on the greatest run we've ever had. The bunch of fucking Boston losers over there.
Whoa.
Okay? And they're not even talking about hockey because they're obsessed that the Patriots are back in the Super Bowl.
I agree.
You can check his Twitter. Ryan, you shouldn't have sold the Sabres out, man, but we like that you're off the wagon. We got Biz, too. He came to town.
He got paddled. He served his punishment. He got paddled.
The whole Spit and Chicklets podcast, let's be honest, has been haters of the Sabres to the point where they've even started talking. You remember early in September, they were talking about Tage being shipped out.
I do remember. They were starting the Tage rumors.
They were starting rumors. So Sabres haters, yeah, you're eating crow. You're in the worst timeline of your life, and we're hot, and we're not going down. We're going to Stanley Cup.
Slick got to go Sabres yesterday.
I got to go Sabres leaving the doctor. It felt like a new era has been born in Buffalo. Obviously, I don't know if I heard that when I was a youngster, and then growing up ever since, it's been go Bills. So felt good for a change.
Yeah.
And let's just say a new era in Buffalo hockey.
It's got me fired up. Yeah, as you can see from calling them losers, I can
put you on the list right now. You're hot.
Baby.
You're hot.
I'm hot.
Yeah,
baby. I'm hot.
All right, that is hot or not. All right, we are rolling along here at Sports City Beats. So winding down Trainwreck today, episode 61. Might be time to tease the viewers, Slick. Might be time for a little tease. New studio setup potentially incoming.
New location, new pin on the map might be in the works. Deals are on the way, being made happen. Space is being set up. You might see us somewhere new other than switching between Sports City and the Hamburg studio in the near future.
Yeah, and just to clarify, for today, we're here because obviously they're a partner and it keeps things a little closer in the storm. But the new studio, will be full-time in 2026. from what I'm hearing, could be as early as next week. We might need a week to get in there and make sure that we're officially smooth sailing. We don't want the train to be stopping at any point, but very excited to be teaming up for our new studio. So there'll be a lot more on that. But hey, this time it's not time for teaming up. It's time to check out on the crash outs. Let's check in with the Trainwreck Sports Crash Outline, sponsored by William Mattar Law Offices. Don, I would take it there was quite a little bit to crash out about this past week.
Yeah, we got a couple calls. Honestly, a couple of them that we're going to show came after our show on Friday. Seems like people, don't have many crash outs about the Patriots, but we have, people still upset about Bills run. I will say shout out to people that have text. There's some text there. They're not exactly crash outs, but one person after we put their text on the show said, "I love you guys. Thank you so much. I'm a fan for life."
There you go.
Awesome.
We'll love that. That's not a crash out. That's admiration.
So,
love you guys too. We're nothing without you guys.
We love the passengers.
You folks.
Yeah, I want to give that a shout out, even if we're not showing it.
Hey, what's
Here's
up,
our
Colin?
Hey,
what's up, guys?
There we go.
Just wanted to call in and say, dude, the Bills better hire Brian Daboll because Josh Allen has a lot of experience with Brian Daboll.
He just called him 2 different.
I love it.
Josh Allen. If they don't get him, they're in trouble. Or they better look into Bill Belichick because Bill Belichick, he got, he's won Super Bowls. It'd be smart for them to hire Bill Belichick. Or get John Gruden.
Zach is.
And then last option.
Or John Gruden.
He's got a power.
Enemy.
Well, he's gone.
Those are my choices.
He's got a power 4.
I mean, this guy just had an amazing 4 days, or like what did he call that on like Saturday morning or something?
Friday.
I mean, yeah, because the enemy went back to the Chiefs. They reiterated again that they're not interested in Bill, and they do have Daboll, still at the lead. So
yeah. All right. So this next one, this is I'll say the freshest take we've probably gotten in this whole thing. So let's play this one.
Everybody crashing out about B and Pagula. Listen, this is Terry's team. Terry's the boss. BOSS. All right. Keon's got 2 years left of his contract. He's young. He's a baby. He ain't going nowhere. Terry's not going anywhere. Dean's not going anywhere. Get a new coach. Go back to the Red Helmets, new stadium. Let's go.
To be fair, McDermott had 2 more years in his contract at $11 million a year.
Yeah,
it's just funny. Like out of all the arguments of like who should have gone, who should have stayed, I haven't heard one person been like, "Well, Terry's the boss, guys." So what he says goes.
Yeah. No, because nobody's had that reaction.
Having a caller being like, "Hey, listen, Terry's the boss." BOSS.
It sounded revolutionary, truthfully.
Yeah. So that's all we got for today's crash outline.
All right, I love that. Hey, that doesn't sound too bad. Again, we probably have a week or two. I'm sure people will be crashing out about the coverage of the Super Bowl. I'm sure everyone will be crashing out about the Drake May of it all, but a lot still to come in the end of January. Speaking of which, Sleck will be back here on Saturday for the Royal Rumble here at Sports City Pizza Pub.
The road to WrestleMania starts through the Royal Rumble, which will be taking place in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We'll be here Saturday. Card starts at 2 p.m. Men's Royal Rumble likely to go around 3 p.m. We'll be going live, reacting to the entire thing, hoping everyone comes in to join us. Doors open at noon, possibly some giveaways too. You might just leave a winner yourself, and someone's going to be going to WrestleMania as a headliner as well on the men's and women's side.
Yeah, looking forward to that. Obviously, like you said, the road to WrestleMania begins at the Royal Rumble, so make sure it begins for you at Sports City Pizza Pub. While we are winding down our episode of Trainwreck today, pretty good episode, boys. I was a little worried about having to talk Drake May for about 30 minutes, but I think I survived.
Yeah, no, I think we all survived. Luckily, we didn't talk too much. I mean, there wasn't much to talk about for that.
Again, he didn't give us much material.
Yeah.
It was pretty easy to label for certain.
Yeah. If I could have a closing thought about it, I know we kind of mentioned it earlier, but yeah, when the Stevenson stumbled on the handoff and Drake had the ball and was just like, "I'm going down."
Yeah,
didn't even try to make a play, just went down. It was, man, that was when it was like, they're winning this game by not even trying. No mistakes.
The more they didn't try on offense, the more apparent it became they were going to win the game.
Yeah.
It was brutal. But yeah, hey, listen, we're hoping you're winning with us. Make sure you're following along again. Trainwreck Sports, Herd of Buffalo, and everything in between. Make sure you're getting to Sports City for some of the best wings in the region, much less, of course, the best wings in the city. Slick, any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. It's going to be a hell of a week. Hope everyone stays safe, stays warm. And other than that, we'll see you back here Saturday and for the remaining shows Wednesday, Friday.
Oh man, MR2 is out there grinding.
I know. I saw him out there. He's
he don't even got a jacket on.
He doesn't have a jacket on.
No jacket. So if you saw that post of him in the lawn chair,
that is not kayfabe, folks.
Yeah, that's real deal. Surprised he didn't crash the show. Normally he joins us.
He's all business. I like to see that.
But he's getting ready to open in about an hour and 20 minutes. So,
yes, absolutely. So for producer Don on the ones and twos, for Brett in the saddle list, for Slick as well. This has been Trainwreck Today, brought to you by Bruckman Media, Herd of Buffalo, Trainwreck Sports. Let's have a great rest of our week. Everyone stay warm. Everyone stay in control of what they got. Don't overreact to Drake May. He's going to be exposed for what he is in the Super Bowl. Let's have a great rest of our week. And then you start that by having a good day now.
14:07.